Hello, everyone. So let's take a look at Revelation chapter 13. What I really want to zoom in on is not the first section, but this section here. In my New King James translation, the subtitle says "The Beast from the Earth." Okay. Now, I do not claim at this point to have all of this figured out, but I do believe that the Lord has been giving me little pieces. And, this is something that I've kind of circled back around to here and there, but I don't remember when I first was dealing with this. It had to be 2021, I think, at least. But I believe so far that I've gotten a yes from God when I ask if this image to the beast or of the beast in this context here is referring to the quote-unquote the giant. I will put a link in the description box below as to what I'm talking about. They're being built, or they have been built in multiple places around the earth. Okay. In their own promotional video, they even call it the giant selfie. Okay, worshiping of self, making yourself your own god. Isn't that the original deception that the devil proposed to Eve as Adam stood there and watched and listened, right? So I don't claim to have this completely figured out, but I have prayed on this as to what this is, and someone recently brought it up as an argument regarding the mark of the devil, and so I thought I would address it. Okay, so it says, let's just start off here. It says, "Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb." I don't claim to know what that is yet. "And spoke like a dragon." Now, if we do go back here just a little bit into this section over here, under the subtitle of "The Beast from the Sea," it says, "The dragon gave him his power." And I was just asking the Lord, I said, "Lord, does the dragon, just openly thinking, right, of what these things could be representing." And I asked God, does the dragon represent the country of China, right? And he said no, and I said, does it represent the devil? And I believe I got a yes. Okay. Now, what is the devil known as? The father of what? Lies. Spoke like a dragon. Speaking lies, perhaps? Would totally make sense to me, right? Okay. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence. So I'm looking at this quote-unquote giant that they're building all over. It's going to be a visual audio loudspeaker, basically, for the Antichrist. That's what I believe the Holy Spirit has been telling me. Okay, let's continue on. Causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast. Who's the first beast? I assume it's the Antichrist. Whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. Let's stop right there. Let's just refresh ourselves on the, what's it called? The Space Needle in Seattle, and the visual, show that they did on New Year's Eve or whatever. Okay. Let's also reference Project Blue, B to the E to the A to the M, and all that, okay? And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he has granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast, who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast. To give breath to the image of the beast. Very, very interesting. And the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. So again, this giant that I believe the Lord, that I believe I'm getting a yes from God as to what this is going to be basically like a loudspeaker. It's going to be, but at some point I believe it's going to come alive in some way, shape, or form, and it's going to basically condemn people who are not, conforming. And then in verse 16, of course, we know he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand, which I believe, refers to the jab, or on their foreheads, which I believe refers to the swab, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Notice it says or here, okay? The mark or the name or the number. So if you participate in any way, shape, or form, if you partake, and then it goes on about the number of the beast, okay, which we know is the patent number, okay. And so people love to think in this paradigm of either or. Well, it's either this or it's that, but a lot of times it's both and. And so, again, I present to you that I believe that the mark of the devil has been here since 2020. But I think later on it's somehow going to connect with this. But see, people get hung up on this passage here, verse 15, and they say, oh, well, because of this verse, then the mark couldn't be here yet. I present to you to think in a paradigm of both and. It's been here since 2020, but it's going to somehow be exacerbated. It's going to be connected to what I believe is probably going to be this quote-unquote giant that is going to be a visual, audible, loudspeaker. It's going to be a way to mesmerize people. It's going to be a way to grab people's attention, and it's even going to be a tool of control and oppression and condemnation. That's what I believe I'm getting from God so far. And if I'm wrong, I have no problem coming on here and saying I was mistaken. But this is what I believe this is. And the only reason I'm coming on here is because someone kept bringing it up recently as an argument as to why supposedly they believe that the, mark isn't here yet. Or, they believe that the mark supposedly is not here yet. So just food for thought, food for prayer. All right, I bless you all in the name of Yeshua, the Christ of Nazareth.